Today we're going to talk about, is AI protecting the Epstein files? The reason why we wanted to talk about this is because it's obviously a hot topic in the news, and it is a very serious and controversial topic, something we don't take lightly. And at the same time, it is our duty to talk about it because not everybody understands. Not everybody knows how to dig into it like we do. We know how to research things. And while we were using AI, we discovered that AI has a very interesting way of presenting or not presenting the information. So I'll let Peter kick us off. So when you were looking at this topic, what were you looking up specifically? And what happened? How did AI talk to you or talk back to you?
Yeah, I mean, we use AI for a lot of data sorting, right? It's one of the most it has the best utility for data sorting, at least in our experience. And so I wanted it to sort the data of the 3 million Epstein files, right? There's quite a lot. And I actually went on the website and I saw that they had like just a bunch of PDFs, like literally a PDF of, you open the PDF and it's just like one picture. And then you literally have to click through another like image two or PDF number two, and then it's just another PDF with an image in it. And so obviously, it would take a very long time for someone to sort through all this. And this was directly from the DOJ. And as I was asking it questions like, hey, so who is mentioned in the Epstein files? Who's actually a perpetrator in this sex trafficking or pedophilia? And it wouldn't say. And then I would ask it various prompts like, okay, then are there any references to pizza? Because I'm sure you guys have heard, and if you haven't, this is going to sound really sick, but there's a reference that has been going out online, and people say it's conspiracy, but I don't think it is, actually. There's a reference to pizza, which is basically a girl, and I don't know how old of a girl, but I just wanted to know, like, okay, what kind of references to pizza are there? And it would say, hey, there, I can't name any celebrity names. It actually stopped me saying, hey, this is against my policy. And all I was asking was like, hey, like who has mentioned pizza? Like who are the specific people who have mentioned pizza? And so AI wouldn't give me a bunch of information. And so I actually went into the Epstein files, and I didn't want to do this, but I was curious. And there was a ton. I just put in the search bar pizza, and there was a ton of references to pizza. And so, yeah, I feel like there was a lot of stops. It protected a lot of specific people. And I've also, I've researched some stuff about Pizzagate, and of course it says it's like a conspiracy. I think potentially that the Pizzagate situation, which if anyone knows about it, it's about a guy. He ended up shooting up a store thinking that it was like a, sex trafficking type of thing for underage girls. And, maybe that was a conspiracy because they ended up finding nothing, supposedly. But I also believe that, there, I would say the whole pizza thing could be a real thing. And so, anyway, that's what I've been finding.
The first time I heard about this was back in when Hillary Clinton was running for president. There was a big scandal about her emails, and this whole pizza thing, the pizza scandal came about. Like you mentioned, there was that guy who, of course you don't want to go in and shoot any place up, but he believed that he was rescuing children from this pizza place that was located and referenced multiple times. Apparently, if you looked, and this is why people should do their own investigation, by the way, because claims are claims, and then if you look at the evidence, I think you discover that there's clear references to things that don't seem normal. I'll just say that. For example, in this pizza shoot-up story, the Instagram account of this pizza place didn't have many pictures of pizzas and menus and, like a normal store would, but had weird pictures of kids eating pizza. Or I literally saw one that had a kid's hands tied to the table with tape. I mean, okay, what does that even mean? So there's all these things, and then when you got into the DOJ files, which again anybody can go into, by the way, there's supposedly 6 million files, 3 million, half of them are available for the public to view. However, there's still parts that have been redacted or crossed out. But do you want to share some of this stuff? Because it's pretty crazy, pretty shocking.
Yeah. So our claim is that AI is in some weird way kind of protecting, from any kind of accusations or any kind of, basically making it seem like it's a conspiracy to think that, pizza is, anything but just actual pizza. Right. And actually said that, like I asked it, is there any actual like evidence or anything that makes it seem pizza can be referenced to like a underage girl or a girl or whatnot? And it said it didn't. And I used like paid AI, right? ChatGPT, Perplexity, like paid services to do deep research to find it. And it kept saying over and over, no, these are just allegations. These are just allegations. It searched through the DOJ files. Well, the problem is like, so, it's like I have to actually look myself, and there are just some weird references that I found that, and honestly, guys, skip this if this is too sensitive for you. And I wish I didn't see it. But I was just curious, called me a conspiracy theorist. I mean, really, I'm just trying to get to the truth. We're called Is It Legit? So we're trying to find the truth here. Like, is this stuff actually real? And so so basically, the first if you actually search pizza in the DOJ files, you're going to see, I couldn't even get to the end. There are so many files on this stuff, right? So many references to pizza. But then, they would do weird things like, saying, pizza place and then using an equal sign rather than putting the C. So it doesn't actually show place. Okay, that could be like a conspiracy, but then there's other situations where, they kept referencing in various different contexts and times, like different dates, 2016, 2012, whatever it is, right? About pizza parties, right? It's like, okay, I feel like it's a little weird to keep referencing pizza parties. Like pizza parties are stuff that you have for your kids, but for grown adults, is that normal, right? Okay, so again, they could just be having a pizza party. I totally get it. Now, here is where I had to like keep skipping. Like when you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's like links, right? Like I had to like just keep hitting the last number because I wanted to get to like the deep stuff, right? How many people are going like really deep? So I just kind of like click through, and then I just clicked a random one. And this is what I found. I'm just going to name this person because, screw it. I don't really care. These guys need to go to jail. Aaron Coe. Okay. So, and again, this is the part that you should probably just turn off if this is too heavy for you. But this person, they're trying to meet they're discussing like a pizza mold or something like that. And I think that's code word. So I'm just going to read some of this. So then I will make the pizza mold after. I'll have it ready for you when you come back. Since we're not going for crazy detail, you can just wear either skin tight nylon or just a thong if you want. Sounds really weird. Yeah, and then I just kind of skipped through some text. Yeah, there's nothing like a butt cake. Butt cake sounds great, but I need pizza. I hope the oven would fit my butt in. Well, seriously, that determines the position we cast you in. People are usually wider than pizzas. I know this is really gross, but bear with me. I'll show you Jenna's cast. They actually gave a name. Oh, did you see it? Yes, I saw it. It was great, but I think we have a big enough oven for my size. Okay, I will. And then there's something about positions, and she was over my chair. Anyway, it gets really disgusting. And I'll stop there. Now, listen, again, conspiracy or not, that's freaking weird. You know what I mean? Like that's weird. Like that's some weird stuff to talk about. And again, there's so many references to pizza. And there are legit, it seems like there are I had to like look up the actual pizza places. It seems like they do eat pizza. Like that's a legit thing. But stuff like this kind of makes me ick. What do you think? Do you think this is just? What do you think when you read this?
Well, yeah, I guess rather than what I think, I will tell you what I've seen. And again, do your own research, but there's a lot of clips of celebrities talking about pizza like on the open air. So this is not, some 12 p.m. infomercial that nobody sees. This is Saturday Night Live or
Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen show or Jimmy Kimmel show, like the main shows that people watch with their families. Like Jennifer Aniston, I remember, was just like randomly, or Adam Sandler was like,
Adam Sandler, yeah.
we're gonna have a pizza party, and it's like,
And we're gonna have all kinds of pizza, 6 different types of pizza. And then Jennifer was like, "You shush" or something like that. It's like,
oh, was that what it was? Yeah.
oh yeah, she was telling him, it was like, "Stop it" or something, like trying to like hush him.
And there's also references or videos like that too, where, like, and this might be related or unrelated, but Kevin Hart had a little segment on his podcast, and somebody was talking about something they weren't supposed to, and then he like tells him to shush, like tells her to shush on camera.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, she was about to say it. So anyway, there's multiple pieces of evidence that you can clearly pull up for yourself online, and it's not just that. Not to get too off topic, but there's other, I would say, B to C list celebrities that aren't really that known, that are known enough to have a podcast segment or where they'll talk about these crazy parties. And obviously, Diddy parties are a real thing. This is not just some made up stuff, right?
It's real.
And the language that's used in these partially redacted documents are very disturbing. You would never talk about what they talk about when you're talking about a pizza party. I mean, we've all, so it's very, very strange. And then we also realized that there is a connection to certain people that have maybe said too much or talked too much that kind of mysteriously disappeared as well. So do you want to lead us into that? Because you found somebody named Isaac Cappy, and I've never heard of him, but can you cover that for us real quick?
Yeah, just real quick on that segment of celebrities talking about it. I've actually seen quite a lot of videos on this, and it's really disturbing the way they talk about it, and they make it seem so obvious. And particularly Ellen DeGeneres talks about it in just like the weirdest ways.
I'm going to bed at 9. I can't come over. Your thing starts at 8:30. So
yes, she can handle it. She can handle it. Her parties are increvin at her house too.
Yeah, she does have good parties, and she makes good pizza as well.
She makes great pizza.
Wonderful pizza.
Kevin, I know we love Kevin Hart, but actually in his comedy special, he actually like accidentally like slipped up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Let's just. I think he said something like babies or like white babies, or it was something like that. It was.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And while he was talking about, there was this whole segment about pizza, going to oh gosh, what's the Seinfeld? Who's the main guy?
Like Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld going to his house and then just like having these pizza parties and man, I don't know. And I've seen several segments actually of Adam Sandler talking about these pizza parties, and it's just in such a weird way,
Why do you think that they are compelled to talk about it like that? Like, what is the reason? I see that smile on your face, and there's a thought. But do they think it's important to continue to talk about this code word and get it on national TV and all these YouTube platforms? Come on, just tell the truth.
It's a tough one because my theory ties into kind of even deeper stuff.
Oh, here we go, guys.
Listen, like, okay, this is where it gets weird, but
it's okay.
Essentially, like, if there's like a secret society, if there's like a deep state or whatever you want to call them, okay, they often actually show a lot of symbolism, and they actually show they kind of expose a lot of some of the stuff that they're doing. And I've heard different theories on it. I don't want to get into that, but I do know that they do like to expose. They do the symbols. They do the this sign, they have like a bruised eye. I don't know if you've seen this, but there's many politicians and celebrities who have this bruised eye, as like just they like to expose themselves in that kind of way. I will stop there.
Is it to? Okay, so then what is that for? Is there a purpose behind that? Is there just like, hey, I'm committing something that's bad, but you'll never know about?
I'm a part of the club. I'm a part of the club. That could be one. That could be one of the main ones. That hey, listen, I'm a part of the club.
Like a virtue signaling. Look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's people also kind of like Kevin Hart that blow up all of a sudden. Not that. I think the misnomer is that talent is rare. I don't think talent is rare in any field, any sport, any entertainment field. There's talent everywhere. But then there's certain types of people that just kind of get elevated and they have like 10 movies made consecutively back to back to back. So anyway, take us into Isaac Cappy and the statements and allegations.
Yeah, I sorry if I should have done more. I watched actually a few of his videos. This is probably like 2 years ago, before he was actually killed. Well, supposedly he he committed suicide, but he said that he would never do that. And this guy, I believe he was in Hollywood. I don't know if he's an actor, if he's in production. I don't really know. But he made a lot of allegations. He was kind of trying to expose a lot of what happens in Hollywood. And you see various celebrities talking about how dark Hollywood is. You think it's just like, oh, everyone's just having parties, having fun, and it's just everyone's happy, they're all friends. But there's a real dark side that is hard to refute in this club, in this Hollywood club. And some of the things that he claimed before he supposedly, again, committed suicide, which we all know he was probably killed, was I was introduced to some very powerful people in this world. This is real, by the way. This is an Instagram live. I believe they still have the footage. I was introduced to some very powerful people in the world, and I was involved in things I wish I was never involved in. Okay, number 2, there are people in Hollywood that are involved in pedophilia. Tom Hanks is a pedophile. I have firsthand knowledge. It's not just one person. It's many people. It's an entire network, okay, which Epstein is clearly like one of the bigger ones, I guess. But I'm sure Epstein is not the only one. I watched that movie. I forget what the name of it was. It was with Jim Caviezel. And I actually invited all of our clients to go watch that movie, but it's about sex trafficking for underage kids. Anyway, and I told them I would just pay for the ticket for anybody who wants to watch that.
I remember that, yeah.
And that was just one. It was actually it involved an island, but it wasn't Epstein Island. It was like just another one of these in this massive network. He said, I was involved. I was a part of it. I'm guilty of the wrongdoing. Hollywood is full of people who are abusing children. Okay, another person, Anthony Bourdain, right? Everybody knows of Anthony Bourdain. We all love Anthony Bourdain, right? But he also said a lot of weird stuff before he passed. And he actually mentioned Epstein before he passed. And Anthony Bourdain was many, many years ago. And he said things like, I keep a list in my head of people I would like to see in prison, right? But then he also says, I'll say this. It's not just him. It's not just Epstein. Again, this was an interview when he was alive. This was such a long time ago, right? Before he supposedly committed suicide. Now, did he really commit suicide? Right? There are people whose names everyone knows who have gotten away with things. There are many powerful people who have escaped consequences. Power does terrible things to people. So anyway, he has also been outspoken about some of these unfortunately horrible things that are happening around the people that he sees, because he was a celebrity. And again, he kind of had the same fate as Isaac Cappy. They supposedly committed suicide, right? So
Yeah. So before the podcast, before we started filming, we talked about there's a movie called Eyes Wide Shut, and this is another kind of connection to where these things happen, where people commit suicide. Stanley Kubrick was the director who filmed or directed this movie. It is about, so it has Nicole Kidman, Tom Cruise, and it came out a long time ago. Like when I want to say when I maybe I just turned the age that you could watch it in the movie theater, but it explicitly talks about this secret society where people have, you know, sex rings, and there's scenes about people in, you know, famous people or powerful people wearing masks and doing things. He released that movie, and 5 days after he died, right?
Was it committing suicide?
That's what I think. Or that's what I think the story was. But there's countless numbers of people that have committed suicide that supposedly just wasn't happy. But you know, there's the Robin Williams, there's Heath Ledger. I mean, you can go on and on and on. And if you actually look at what they were saying about the powers that be or whatever, you know, there is a connection to be made. And I think that it is something that, again, people should look into themselves, but there's clearly something going on. And there's a hunger and a drive for people to know that what is, like, who can we really trust? You know, who that we look up to. And unfortunately, the society that we live in today is that influencers, celebrities, they are role models. And it is very saddening and disheartening that it's hard for me to think that none of it is true. That's what I believe.
I mean, it's also hard for me as well. I think the problem is, okay, so if there was a organization, right, or if there is let's just take it further to like a very large organization that is rooted in like evil, right, in the sense that like there's a deep state, or there's like a very huge organization of bad actors, right? I'm not talking about actual actors, but just bad people.
Sure.
Right? How much power do you have over the information world, right? So how much of the stuff that we see is actually filtered content? How much can they actually manipulate what we do see? Because what we can only see is what's on Google, right? Because typically if you want to find information like this, we got to look on Google, right? But how much can they manipulate the information that's online? Because AI is extracting information from what is online, right? And it can twist and turn the information to make you believe that certain things and see it a certain way, right? And that's the kind of power of media and what it can do. And so I just wonder how much cover up is actually happening here. And how many people are actually protected. I believe there is a cover up. I think even in our government, there's a cover up.
100%.
You saw what happened with Pam Bondi, and she was just on fire. Everyone was accusing her of covering up, redacted files. I'm sure you've heard of that. You've heard of there's actually 6 million files, but we only have 3. Why is that? Why can't we see all 6, right? Who are we protecting?
That's a lot. 3 million files still unseen.
And who is really in that, and how much is that going to affect us? Okay, let's just say, like, for example, right? If Elon Musk, this is just totally a guess, right? It's like for example, Elon Musk supposedly is in these files. Okay, did he actually do something? We don't know. Maybe there is. What if Donald Trump is in the files, right? And so my question is these people who are making serious impact in our world is actually exposed in these files for doing some of these things. What happens to our country when we find out our president was involved in underage girls? Or when Elon Musk, who, how many Teslas, I see a Tesla outside right now, like how many Teslas are out there? What if their stock drops because they found out the CEO was a part of this, the stocks drop and the company folds, and we lose a huge amount of GDP because Tesla is just such a huge car manufacturer, plus many other technologies. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know about you, but that's what I'm thinking. Like, that could be why there's like kind of a protection. If truly, because they're saying George Clooney was a part of it. They're saying like the one you just mentioned,
Tom Cruise.
Not Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks. Like Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump. You know what I mean? Like such a huge actor. They're also saying like even Titanic.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
They're saying he's in it, like, and he makes amazing movies. And how many producers and like how much is this actually going to affect our world? Maybe that's why they're trying to protect him. But our opinion is obviously that anybody who's been involved in this should, in my opinion, immediately get the death penalty. You know what I mean? Like, you should go to jail for life or get the death penalty. I think this is a horrific thing to do. And there's got to be some kind of justice. And I think Pam Bondi did mention that while she was under fire, like, hey, no one's above the law. So I really do hope, lastly, I would just say that I really do hope justice does happen. However it affects us, we cannot tolerate this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's a heavy topic, but my personal message to especially people that have kids is, make sure you understand that there's information and things out there that, kids shouldn't be watching or seeing. As I was driving over here, right before I left, I saw this clip where there's a game called Roblox.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've heard stories about this, but Roblox is this game, this massive online multiplayer game where kids can have a character and they walk around, they do build stuff or whatever, shoot stuff, whatever it is. Seems very innocent, but there's known predators on the chat as well that are trying to get kids to be friendly with them and even meet up with them. I've heard about that. I also heard that they recreated Epstein's Island on Roblox, and kids are playing on Epstein's Island as a character and just like walking around the island and doing things. And then also they recreated Sandy Hook, if you remember Sandy Hook, the school shooting. And you could literally, as a Roblox player, as an avatar, go into Sandy Hook's. And there's like clips of this stuff, and actually shoot the people that have the real names of people who were actually shot and killed above, like floating above like this. You have a character and it says Peter, but like it's an actual name of the victims. So, sometimes I see these things and I'm like, this is why I'm so paranoid about what my kids are up to. I mean, I just shared with you a story a couple days ago or yesterday, but the thing is, we have to be very vigilant about even AI, because clearly AI has the capacity to lie, and this is not a mystery. Everybody knows about this. The biggest thing you can do for yourself is to have the power of discernment and seek out wisdom to try and see what is actually going on. And I believe that we're kind of in this big uncovering phase of information, conspiracies. There's so much going on in this world that I think it's going to be a wild ride in the next couple of years. But I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, AI, I just didn't really think AI would be biased or lie. But then I realized it 100% is biased and it does lie.
It's a known thing.
Or it does withhold.
The magic... No, I shouldn't say magic. That's the wrong word. Like the secret sauce of this is that they are basically trained to make you happy in a way, but you will never know if it's lying because you don't have direct sources of where that information came from. So you're trusting another trusted source, but does it have a conscience? Does it care? What are you actually getting? So again, that's where I would just leave it and do your own research. You went into the DOJ, make a few clicks, Google it, and you'll be right there. And look it up. I mean, the words, there's so many files that have crazy things.
I mean, you saw I was only doing that for like 10 minutes.
Not,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was only searching really the DOJ files for like 10 minutes, and I found that like this.
It's not just this either. There's other stuff too.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's so much, but yes, do your research. It's unfortunate that we're dealing with it, but at the end of the day, I think the truth being out is better than not being out.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching, guys. You know, we realize that we're called Is It Legit? And we want to do more of these kind of segments where we're just verifying, you know, whether some things are actually legit or not, right? Because we're in just such a massive information world where, you know, it's hard to find what is actually true and what actually is not. We can present some facts and then you guys can make the determination whether it's true or not. But I do believe that it's not as easy. It takes a little bit of digging to actually find the truth because there's too much biased information out there. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and we'll see you guys on the next video.